Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, fun-filled episode of Wrestling Prime. I am your host, Tom Dog, and yes, we are here. We are live, and yeah, it feels like only yesterday we we did an episode of Wrestling Prime, but no, you would be wrong because yes, yesterday we did Channel X. Now we're doing Wrestling Prime, and it seemed but yeah, the other day, you know we actually did two Wrestling Prime shows because of WrestleMania weekend. So yeah, we're back. We're back here again in full swing and everything. I should have taken the day off from doing this, but I didn't because I already took too many days off as it is. So yeah, I'm here and everything. And I apologize if you're hearing any noise in the background. There are some car. There's like cars joyriding up and down the streets here, not too far from where I live, and um, yeah, it's a mess. As a matter of fact, I already heard some screeching tires already, and so yeah, they'll be caught. They'll be caught. Don't worry. Anywho, it's a Friday night, so yeah, crazes are out and everything, but we're here. We're gonna have some fun. Not that kind of fun. You know, if you're gonna go out, if you're gonna go out and have some fun, do so in a in a safe fashion. You know, don't want to don't want to see anybody losing their lives and everything like that. That's just not cool. That's just not how I roll. You know what I mean? So yeah. Um. There we go. So yeah, we got a pretty good show. We got pretty much basically talking about all the stuff that happened after WrestleMania. All the good stuff and the surprises and some shocking moments and everything like that. And and yeah, so we're gonna get right to it. But before we do, just want to remind everybody that this episode is brought to you by W Energy. And what is W Energy? It is an energy supplement that has no sugar, no artificial color flavors or dyes, and zero chances of you tapping out for laying out for anybody. And if you don't want to get counted out or get that pinfall or tap out, then go on to w.gg right now. Use that promo code Brill at the checkout and save 30% on your purchase. So anything at the store, you'll be able to get 30% off and you'll feel good and you won't have to drink any of this crap. So yeah. Even though this is pretty good. So yeah, I got my real drink. Not the not the low calorie one. Low calorie is good too, but I like the zero sugar better. So okay. Um so yeah, what is on the agenda? Um Sugar honey iced tea. Um so okay. Okay. Um so The Rock. We're gonna talk about The Rock in just a few minutes, but I want to get to all the surprise returns that happened even tonight. Um, Karrion Kross came back tonight. I mean not Karrion Kross. What am I talking about? Aleister Black came back tonight. Um, he was in AEW as Malachi Black. So um, so yeah, it's good to see him back, and so looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with him, and maybe maybe tagging around with Karrion Kross will be good. We'll talk a little bit about Karrion Kross later. Um, and um, but on Monday, Rusev came back. Who who was in AEW for a while as Miro, but he came back to WWE and just beat the holy hell out of Otis. And so yeah, um, that was really good. Can't wait to see what you know I hope that his return is not overshadowed and everything like that. Book him well. That's all I gotta say. We need that. We need Rusev Day, and book him against Logan Paul, if you please. Rusev will not take kindly to Logan Paul. That's for sure. Actually, put Logan in there against Jacob Fatu. Right, I read it. Ugh. So, so yeah, a lot of crazy stuff happened on Monday. Um, Pat Maf- Pat McAfee got choked out by Gunther after Pat was saving um, Michael Cole because Michael Cole was about to get choked out by Gunther after after Gunther's loss at WrestleMania, and he so he was upset, I guess, for the comments that were made by him and by Michael Cole and Pat um, at commentary, and yeah, totally messed up what happened, and and so earlier today, I believe, Gunther was fined an undisclosed amount of money and suspended indefinitely for his actions. And he but you gotta give props to Michael Cole. He did a wonderful job of keeping his cool, and you know I mean Michael Cole, he's been in the business for a long time. He knows exactly what he's doing and everything like that, and it was so good to see him um, not back out from his job. Um, you know, even if he was get offered the night off and everything like that, it was such a refreshing moment right there. And so yeah, it was really good. And sure, it's only a matter of time before Michael Cole gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, and well deserving, I might add. And so yeah. Um, I wouldn't be too surprised to see Pat McAfee and Gunther go at it. Um, and um, and of course Pat's buddies from the Pat McAfee show try to come in and intervene, but you know they got protected and get pulled back and everything like that. So yeah, a lot of crazy stuff happened um, in that short while and everything. But kudos for Michael Cole for sticking to it and everything like that. Hope his nose is okay. Make sure his nose is not broken. um, but yeah, it was pretty chaotic, and but yeah, again, I got to give props to Michael Cole. He still stood out there and did an amazing job of being the commentator that he is. So yeah, pretty good. Um, so we shall see what happens. Um, so Karrion Kross showed up on. Hold on, my head. We're going to talk about this too. you know, well, bald men. you know, because that's a thing. You know, but no. What was I talking about before I was so rudely interrupted by scratching my hair? Oh yeah, Karrion Kross. Um, on the heels of after um, there was a WrestleMania 41 recap show, and pretty much Karrion Kross was expressing his frustration during that time, criticizing AJ, and I'm using this article from um, eWrestling News, um, criticizing AJ Styles for not using the brass knuckles with Logan Paul. Pretty much, Karrion Kross pointed out that being a good soldier in WWE often leads to being overlooked, as he was not chosen because Karrion Kross felt that he could have been the one to go be in the ring against Randy Orton instead of Joe Hendry, and so yeah, his opinion is valid, and he said he pretty much to sum things up, Kross was suggesting that WWE favored Hendry to create a viral moment, highlighting his feelings of being undervalued in the company. So, he also would later um, express his opinion about Logan Paul, and yeah, let's talk. Let's. This is what Karrion Kross says. Let's talk about how awesome it is to that Logan Paul just won. And let's talk about Sam Roberts. Let's talk about what Logan Paul represents, the shortcut. It feels so good to be here. It feels so good to be in the business. Thinking about all the funerals that I wasn't able to attend for the last 11 years in the business. All the holidays I missed, I could have just started a YouTube channel. Could have just jumped in there with AJ Styles. Feels really good, right? It's awesome. It's really good. And of course, he's being sarcastic when he says that because he's um, he pretty much also continue on saying that he and Scarlett, his wife, have 25 years of combined experience in the wrestling. And AJ Styles throwing his opportunity to win against Logan Paul. He continues on saying they know because they're normal human beings and they actually love professional wrestling. But apparently that doesn't mean shit anymore. That doesn't mean shit. All I asked Alan to do was for once not to think about just himself. Think about everybody in the back and think about the professional wrestling fans. That's all I wanted him to do. sometimes to do the right thing, you have to do the wrong thing. But he's a narcissist and that he had to do it his way. Hey, Alan, how many times more how many more WrestleManias do you have in your system? Probably, I don't know, one. Maybe that's just the last one. And you just pissed that away for what? For your for your way. Thanks a lot, bud. I really appreciate it. And this is what he said when he brought up Bill. Also during this his rant, he started talking about Bill Goldberg, and this is what he says about that. You want to know what the best advice I ever got? It was from Bill Goldberg in 2021, back when I was in the Twilight Zone. You know what I mean? I'm wrestling for gasoline. It was awesome. Let me tell you all about it. Bill goes, "Hey Cross, you know what? You remind me a lot of me." I think, and have different styles, Bill. I mean, I go, I think we have different styles, Bill. But I really appreciate that. Do you have any advice for me? He goes, you know what? You just got to be a good soldier. A good soldier is what he said. And talks about him being released from WWE. So I decided to be a good soldier. And you know what happened? They released me. Then I come back. You know what being a good soldier gets? You know what being a good soldier gets you, everybody here? Just so in case you're wondering, you want to go back, you want the back scoop here. Being a good soldier gets your times cut. Being a good soldier means that people come up to you and say, "Hey, you got any great ideas?" Yeah, here it is from Scarlett. No, 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 it's a little too great. We're looking just for good ideas. That's just for those guys over there. That's what being a good soldier is, okay? Being a good soldier is coming to your hometown where you cut your teeth. We got started and not being on the card. And he even goes on about um of course about Joe Hendry and yeah, well, we won't talk more about that, but yeah, um, you know, I I totally agree with Karrion Kross because here's Logan Paul, all right, and I've said there's a reason why I don't like Logan Paul, not just for what he did, but also him being in the wrestling ring, in the WWE ring. The fact that he came, he's an internet celebrity because let's just call it the way it is. He's an internet celebrity. Okay, he makes viral videos. He makes viral videos, and he's very controversial when it comes to his behavior outside. You know, to doing it for likes and for subscriptions and everything. And he has a lot of followers and subscribers and everything like that. Like I give a shit, you know. And he insults the the good people of Japan, insulted their culture insulted their heritage and everything like that, and just totally disrespected the entire um, country and everything like that. It was horrible to look at. And then he goes into the suicide forest and makes a mockery of people that are dead there and everything. All and he basically saw a dead person on the ground and everything, and started laughing and thought it was a joke and everything like that. And you know, it just became a really hated video. And I did a whole rant on it, and I'll never forgive him for that. But then he gets a contract for WWE, and that's where I get pissed off because he's he doesn't take WWE seriously. He doesn't. Logan Paul does not, because you ever see have you ever seen him have you ever seen him wrestle on Raw or SmackDown? No, because he's not he doesn't work, because he said this, and I quote, he doesn't work for free. So you're getting a paycheck, asshole. So obviously you're not getting paid. You're not getting. You're not doing it for free. Apparently, people paid tickets to come see you, and you're pretty much insulting them and saying that, oh, you wasted your ticket and everything like that. Blah blah blah. Like, shut the fuck up, okay? Okay, Logan. All right. He only showed, and anyways, he only showed, and they're not even there for him anyways. Okay, they're not even there for Logan Paul anyways, and the fact that he's just talking down to them and everything, and the fact that Logan Paul is also jealous too. He's Logan Paul is jealous. He is. He's absolutely jealous because think about it. You ever wonder why The Rock said no to wanting to fight to when Logan Paul wanted to fight, have a wrestling, have a match together and everything. You know why the Rock turned it down? Because Logan Paul doesn't take wrestling, doesn't take this profession seriously. He doesn't. He doesn't take the. What do you think? I'm not. You know, you would not see me in any wrestling promotion. It has nothing to do with the fact that how many subscribers I have or how many likes I have. Okay, because I'm totally the opposite of Logan Paul. Okay, I'm totally the opposite of him. But in in one fashion, in an earlier life, in my younger years, in my younger, in my when I was, as soon as I became 21, as soon as I turned 21, I became a rebel. I became, and Logan Paul, I was just like you. And yeah, I'm 46 and I'm using the old grandpa cliche phrase, when I was your age. Okay? So thank you, Logan Paul, for letting me for forcing me to use that phrase, even though I would never in my life say that. But you forced it out of me, Logan. So when I was your age, I was getting canceled multiple times for Channel X when I was doing my shows on cable access. Okay, when I was your age, okay, Logan Paul, I did backyard wrestling. Okay, and yeah, I can and I'll accept the criticism from Jim Cornette if he ever happens to listen to this. And yeah, he his his criticisms towards my Outlaw Mud Show matches that I used to do. will be justified, and I will accept his opinion, and I will accept that. I have no animosity towards Jim Cornette, because you know what? To me, I felt like I was, and yeah, I'll admit, I was mocking the business. But I went out there, we the guys and I, we put on a show and everything like that. And if I didn't do the stupid shit that I used to do back then, to this day, nobody would ever know that my head went through a wall during a botched match, live at the studio. And it's still talked about this day whenever I visit my old stomping grounds. I became a cultural I became a celebrity because I used my head. Also, a lot of other crazy shit I used to do, and a lot I'm not even proud of. But the fact that I did that, but the fact that I did that made me grow up a little bit. It made me grow up a little bit. Because I can guarantee you, Logan, that I've done far worse than your little stunt in Japan. I can guarantee you, and I have receipts. And one of the things I used to do, and this is the first time I went public with this. And it's something I wasn't proud of back then, and I'm a better person now because I, that was a one shot deal. What I'm about to tell you was a one shot deal, and I grew up. I wasn't happy about it, but I had the balls to admit that I was wrong. So what I'm about to tell you, yeah, it's going to be shocking. It's going to be unprofessional. It's probably even going to be, a lot of people are probably going to hate me for it, but I'm willing to take that sacrifice. What I did back then, and this is the God honest truth, I I haven't looked back. I used the American flag as a stripper pole. I became this close. I became this close from getting canceled. Forever. Your little stunt in Japan, Logan, nothing compared to what I used to do. Vietnam veterans took that to heart. They wanted me canceled for that little stunt. There were pretty much petitions wanted me gone forever. And if I was gone from doing that stunt, I can guarantee you I wouldn't be on here today. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But the fact that I have the balls to admit that I was wrong back then makes me a better person now. But you, Logan Paul, you you still have a lot of growing up to do. And you're never going to be able to lace up those boots the way those wrestlers, guys like all the guys that you have fought in that ring, have sacrificed more than you would ever sacrifice in your lifetime. Some of those guys have trained for days, weeks, months, years. You come in like it's nothing, and you expect everything to be handed to you on a silver platter. Fuck you, Logan. Why do you think I'm not inside a wrestling ring? Because I'm a fucking joke. And I know my lane. I know my lane. You, Logan Paul, you only got into the WWE because of how much dick sucking you did. It wasn't ass kissing. I can guarantee you that. There was a lot of cock sucking. And all I want, and I think you should let everybody know who was the pitcher and who was the catcher. If you catch my drift. You recently got pissed off at Triple H because you weren't the center of a poster. Ooh. Maybe if you've been in business for a long time and trained with sacrifices as well as the other guys do. John Cena's a main eventer. He deserves to be in the middle. Cody Rhodes has been in this business for years. Now he's a main eventer. He deserves to be in the middle of the poster. Roman Reigns, head of the table. He deserves to be on that poster. Randy Orton. All those guys, and you're wondering why you're not in the center of the. It's like because you're not a main eventer. You will never be a main eventer. You do not take this sport seriously. And yeah, I can admit I can admit and accept my failures, and I became a better person on that. But you, Logan Paul, grow up. You don't deserve to be in that wrestling ring. You always have some lackey on the outside grabbing those brass knuckles. You know what? You're lucky. You're actually lucky that I'm not in the same arena as you. Because if I saw you little pissant motherfucker hopping over that barricade, grabbing trying to sneak in those brass knucks, I would do the same thing, only beat the shit out of him to prevent those brass knuckles from even coming in there. And yeah, I will probably get a lifetime ban from doing it too. But you know what? At least I have my dignity. You don't take the sport seriously, so fuck you, Logan Paul. You don't deserve to be in there. And you say, oh, you want to be in the Hall of Fame. You have no business saying that because you have done nothing that's Hall of Fame material. Ooh, you can have these flashy moments and everything like that, but the way you talk to people, is an insult. All you want is this. But in reality, all you want is this. So fuck you, Logan Paul. You don't deserve to be in that ring. And as far as I'm concerned, and this match as it goes out to every real WWE wrestler that ever steps foot in the ring with Logan Paul. Do me this favor. Potato the shit out of him. Bring back Brock Lesnar and have him beat the shit out of him. He'll show you what real wrestling is. So kudos to Karrion Kross for stepping up. I'm Tom Dog, and that was my rant. My wrestling rant. That felt good. That felt so good. That felt so good. I haven't ranted in a long time, and you know what? Hey, came up. Hey, and listen, I had the courage to come out and be open and truthful to my audience. And hey, I'm a better person now. You know, going out from that because hey, I learned from my mistakes, and you know, I have a better respect for the veterans more than I ever did. So yeah, I can own up to my mistakes. Logan Paul, you can't because you're still a fucking child. That felt good. So whenever I see Logan Paul in the ring, all I know is that he's an insult to the business. He's an insult. So yeah, anybody. So yeah, I know my lane and I'm sticking into it. I know I will never be inside a wrestling ring. I know that. Look at me. I'm a big fat slob. The only major wrestling move, I mean, the only major move I ever took was a power bomb, and that hurt like hell. And listen, getting training to be in the business is a lot of hard work and dedication, and yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy to get in there. And hey, I know my lane. I know where to cross. Closest thing I've ever been involved in was doing managerial stuff. Did all right, and I take a couple of bumps here and there. That's about it. Because I'm because that's all I'm good for is to give out a good show. So yeah, so yeah, Karrion Kross is not wrong for saying what he said, and I applaud him. He's now my favorite wrestler. I have more respect for Karrion Kross now than I ever did. Because somebody had the balls to say it. All these guys, all these wrestlers that you see made an awful lot of sacrifices training for days, weeks, months, years. And a lot of the old timers have sacrificed even more because they've been on the road all the time and hardly even know who their kids' names are. I've heard stories. I've hung out with such legends as John Diamond. I've hung out with such legends as Tony Atlas. I'm good friends with Justin Credible. What have you accomplished, Logan? You've done nothing but insult this business. So, Bruce Pritchard, let me ask you something. I'm going to ask you this question, Bruce. Fire him, please. Fire Logan Paul. But I don't want you to do it behind the scenes. I don't want you to do it behind the scenes. Triple H, I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to fire him. You know, I want you to do it for real. I want you to fire him publicly in the ring. Logan Paul has no respect for this business. He really doesn't. So, anyways, I'm done ranting about him because I don't want to get another. I don't want to have any heart palpitations and then I wind up getting a heart attack because I came this close last time I ranted about him. So, I just hope I don't get a stroke. I'm dead serious. Last time I had some severe chest pains and I felt like I was going to have a heart attack. I should have went to the hospital, but I didn't because I got balls, Logan. I got balls. That's right. Anywho, anyways, we got more show to do because got another piece of topic to talk about. This article is coming from my good friends over at the Bleacher Report, and so so basically, um, so I mentioned this on the WrestleMania Night 2 review about The Rock not being there, and I kind of talked a little bit about that um even before too, even before um that you know I don't think and I'm going to even say I said it then and I'm going to say it now. Rock didn't need to be there. He didn't need to. I mean, yeah, we had that the heel turn and everything like that, and John Cena. is over, you know, as this new character role. So this is a good thing for you. This is like a darker John Cena, and everybody likes it. I like it. I like it. It's different. It's different than being like the egotistical heel. Now we just have evil Cena. We have evil Cena. We don't have heel Cena. We have evil Cena. And I think evil Cena is a lot more dangerous than heel Cena. Because when we had heel Cena, he was basically like smart ass and everything like that. And he kind of grew up a little bit. He kind of grew up a little bit and everything. You just wanted to hate. You even you wanted you wanted to try to like him, but you just can't because of it. Because of the gimmick that he was giving out and everything like that. And it was good. It was good character development. But now we have this new version of heel Cena, which is darker and sinister. And his Titantron video is simple to make because virtually everybody's making it on 2K25, you know. But yeah, it's perfect. This is the type of John Cena that I actually like. And it's just that he's, on his farewell tour, he's going to ruin wrestling. And he's actually going to have a match at Backlash against Randy Orton. And this one, I think that this is really good um, compared to all the Baker's Baker's dozen of times that John and Randy have fought each other in the past. And so yeah, there's a lot of history between the two. There's a lot of chemistry, there's a lot of history, and there's a lot of rivalry between these two. And that's what makes this matchup coming into Backlash so unique because you have two guys that that virtually came into this that debuted at the same time. And they both came from another. Both came from Ohio Valley. And you know and there's and of course a lot of lineage for Randy Orton because his grandfather was in the wrestling, was a wrestler. His father, of course, Cowboy Bob Orton. How can you not love that? And this was awesome. And the fact that and he didn't have any special favors in light of what everybody may think that Randy had to work hard, just like all the other guys. He didn't. Nobody got any special favors just because um who their father was and everything like that. So whatever you think about so in light of what you may hear, and it's like no, that's not true at all because you would see a lot of second or third generation wrestlers you know get the VIP treatment and not get any training and everything. They just go in there and just put on a shit show. But no, they had to work hard just like the rest of them. So yeah, no Johnny Cock corners over here, really. But so yeah, so I'm not mad. I'm not upset that that they're fighting for like God knows how many times now. you know, so this feels right because it gives Randy an opportunity to go to capture another title, and he's long overdue. He's long overdue for a championship, and yeah, I kind of want to see that. Um, so yeah, John Cena's going to hold on to the title for a while until his very last match. So yeah, um, and I think it's going to be something unique because I'm telling you right now, this is going to be something. this is going to be something. And so yeah, I'm liking what I see and everything. John Cena. Um, I have a lot of, I never have anything bad to say about him. He's holding off on his own and everything like that. And it sucks that that there are people that are giving him flack for his bald spot, and he just got a procedure done so that he's not bald again. So he's not as bald anymore and everything because. And it didn't really bother me. I just kind of wish he would have shaved his head off. I think that would have been. I think I would like to see that really. What would John Cena look like with a bald head? You know, I just want to see. So I mean, I'm probably just gonna experiment with it on 2K25 just to see what John Cena would look like with a bald head. I think that would be really cool. You know, that would be that. I think that would be really cool. Something to think about. But he had that special procedure done where he can get um hair surgically you know in there and everything like that. I think Rogaine or something like that. I forgot the procedure. But yeah, he had a hair transplant. I think it was hair transplant or something like that. I don't know. I just heard about the article this morning, so it was one of those things. But yeah, it didn't bother me that much. I mean, hey, we all get old. I mean, hello, you know, it was like I have a high forehead, you know, I have a high forehead, so yeah, I can, and I'm balding. I get it. So, so yeah, I'm losing my hair, and I got a high forehead. So yeah, just makes me more smarter, you know. Which is why I was able to, which is why I never received any major damage because I always get hit in the head. So, for real, I'm dead serious. Aside from that, from my head getting put through a wall, I've taken wooden crate shots, wear them like a helmet and everything like that. So yeah, I've done a lot. I've done a lot of sacrifices. So, hey, Tyler, how's it going there, buddy? You totally missed my rant about Logan Paul. you you have to watch the replay. You have to. Anywho, um, good to see you on. But yeah, with the Rock, I think it would just, it just took away, it doesn't. It would just be an overkill. I know last year was different last year, because there was a story behind it. But with the Rock not there, I think it would just kill the mood a little bit because, you know, it would just, it would just be a waste to say, well, then what's the point of John Cena being a heel? He'll just probably go back into. They'll probably put him in a spot where John Cena um sees the error of his ways and and you know hunts get punts Dwayne Johnson's balls. You know what I mean? We don't want to see that. And but yeah, so yeah, it was great. But like I said, Travis Scott had no business being in there, and I gave uh, a better ending than what we saw because Travis Scott just killed the mood. And that's another thing. It's like fine, just don't put him in a position where he goes after a title. I mean, if that's what Travis Scott wants to do, I mean, look what they did with yeah, it was a trash ending, and it really was. And and Travis Scott just even Travis Scott being there was was a big mistake too, and it's just like it was so so horribly done. It's like my virtual prediction was a hell of a lot better than what we got, and what we got was what you know we all agreed to. I mean, yeah, it was nice to see the title change, but I think with Travis Scott not being, it would have been a lot better if Travis Scott had not been there. You could still do you could still do the heel move and everything like that. You know, just you know, just done in a different way. And I think would have been the way they the way they ended it was a lot better. Yes, yeah. And I would I would you know you know I said this about just a little bit while ago about that about Logan Paul and getting a contract and everything like that. And no, and they're going to do the same thing with Travis. And listen, if you're gonna if that's what they want, that's what WWE wants to do, then fine. But you know what, Travis, you need the training. You definitely need the training because basically, the way you potatoed Cody Rhodes and bust his eardrum and everything like that, and you got to take this more seriously. Awesome, awesome. I'm looking forward to checking that out. So you send me when you do, you send me the deets and I'll give you a shout. And so yeah, but it's just really ridiculous that and it's like I said earlier. Yeah, because they're working. From what I understand, they're working on a on John Cena and Travis Scott tag teaming like in a tag match and everything. I can see Bad Bunny being in there with either Cody Rhodes or whomever, um, or even with Randy Orton would be even good too. I think it will really do good because Bad Bunny can wrestle, um, which is awesome. I mean, he has a lot of, if they do this, if they book Travis Scott the way they do Bad Bunny, I would have no problem with it. Just don't not give him any title opportunities. They made that mistake with Logan Paul. I don't want to see this. Um, Bad Bunny. Um, with Penn, there's a lot of good names that can go in there. Hell, even maybe even Rey Mysterio. They've tagged before. I think that would be really cool. Or hell, maybe even maybe slowly have Dominic Mysterio become slowly turn babyface, and because he's over, he's getting over now that he's won the IC championship, and so yeah, I think him tagging with Bad Bunny will also be will be good for business too. I mean, hint hint. Let's see how he does as a main eventer. So yeah, I think this is really good. And but yeah, just don't book it. If that's what WWE wants to do with Travis Scott, fine. Just don't give him the same treatment as Logan Paul. Just keep Travis Scott away from any title opportunities because he does not need it. And we all know what happens with celebrities and championships. It does not end well. And with Logan Paul being United States champion, I wasn't happy then, but I was happy that he lost it to a better wrestler. And it just so happened it happened on my birthday. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Best birthday present ever. Yeah. Anywho, we have one more piece of material to talk about before I call it a night here because I'm looking at the time and yeah, I'm about to tap out. Okay. So yeah, we got, so apparently Paul Heyman, on Monday. Nice. Happy birthday, buddy. Um, so so I love the ending of Monday Night Raw this week. This past Monday. Um, I think Paul Heyman is starting up a faction again. And if that's the case, I have the perfect name for this faction. The Dangerous Alliance. Think about it. You have Seth Rollins, you have Braun Breaker. You might be he might be acquiring Becky Lynch, which is good. I think we could see a few more, we could see a few more guys enter so that this could happen. Dangerous Alliance. I can see it happening. I can see it happening. And what a great opportunity for this Dangerous Alliance to go up against the Bloodline at Survivor Series War Games. That has to happen. That definitely has to happen. You can't get a better team than that. You can't. Maybe, maybe bringing back CM Punk, putting CM Punk in the equation somehow in the Dangerous Alliance. I think that would be good. Um, maybe or maybe not. I don't know because of his history with Seth Rollins. But if I were to put someone like maybe younger, um, maybe I can throw in Austin Theory into that mix. Because he needs, because they're hinting on a separation between um, Austin Theory and the other guy. um, which I think will be pretty good. Or if they want to continue, or maybe even keep A Town, A Town Down Under. Um, Maybe both of them can be the tag team of the group, so that they can be in the with this Dangerous Alliance. So there you got your four guys right there. Um, Number five. It's a difficult if it's a difficult um it's really difficult to get in that fifth member on the fifth guy. Um, who has a lot of respect for Paul Heyman that hasn't um acquired his services? Trying to think here. or maybe somebody new that could be a Paul Heyman guy. I think that would be really good. So either or, that fifth guy can really do well, and and putting it and putting those five guys in there with the bloodline, absolutely. Maybe um oh wait, no, because I would say Kevin Owens, but he's on the shelf until next year. Um but yeah, I can see. Oh crap. That's a tough one. That's a real tough one. It's like who could really fit that spot? I mean, because we got Seth Rollins, Seth and Braun. Um, so you got your technical and your muscle. Um, and then you got your and then you got Austin Theory and the other guy. Um, what else? Like who else could fit that spot? Um, shit. That really is a tough one. You know, that really is a tough one. And I gotta um, really use my noggin for this. So maybe yeah, I gotta go put my head through a wall again, so I can so I can knock something loose. You know what I mean? So, is there any more of this drink? No. Um. So yeah. Um. But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out here tonight, there, Tyler. Good seeing you on here. Um, um, so yeah, again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Be sure to follow me on Blue Sky at TomDog247. If you missed any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Give that like a Samoan spike, and leave your comment down below. Who would um your faction who would fill up those three male spots in the Dangerous Alliance? Let us know in the comment section down below. And ring the bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next. And be sure to support small streamers like myself by doing the most important thing that you can do for us small streamers like myself, and that is acknowledge the subscribe button. And you'll be at the head of the table. I guarantee it. So, again, thank you all so much. I had a lot of fun here tonight, and pretty much getting a lot of stuff off my chest that didn't involve me taking off my shirt. That was all the controversial things I used to do, and so yeah, used to do that too, and did a lot of crazy shit back then. It was at a weird time. You know what I mean? I was young, dumb, and stupid, but like I said, I'm a better person now, and so yeah, I've done a lot of growing up, and Logan still needs to grow up. So you know, he wants to be a serious wrestler. He needs to start taking shit seriously in that ring. And even outside of it too. So that's what's giving him the trouble. So yeah. Anywho, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you all here again tomorrow night with with actually no, Sunday. I'm actually gonna I'm pushing that to Sunday because I don't know what time um Collision's going to be over with, so I'm not going to make that same mistake again. I'm going to just push that onto Sunday because this way I don't have to, because it's playoff season, it's NBA playoffs, and they're going to be showing Collision late, so I'm not gonna bother with anybody with that and everything because I knew what happened last time, and I didn't wind up doing I didn't get to do a show and everything like that. So Sunday will be Wrestling Prime Elite. I I guarantee it. So yeah. Um, so we're gonna have a lot of fun with that, and of course, with the Dynamite Wrestler of the Week, um, will be also included in that episode. So yeah. Um, so yeah, have a good weekend, everybody. Enjoy the NBA playoffs tomorrow, and have a good time. And we'll see you on Sunday. Until then, this is Tom Dog saying take care. So long. Peace. Have a good night, everybody. See you on Sunday.